Adios. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Sayonara. See you later. Ciao. Let's be honest, there are 1,000,001 ways for you to say goodbye. But unfortunately, it's not always the easiest thing to do, especially when we're talking about business relationships. But just because it's easy doesn't mean that you have to allow yourself not to say goodbye in proper ways. My name is Cecelia Towns. I'm the Sporty Esquire, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to say goodbye in a mentorship that is no longer fruitful. If this is your first time joining me, Working Women Wednesday is the series where I share with you the things that I've learned, the things that I'm learning from my experience as an attorney, as an entrepreneur, and as a former student athlete. Hopefully you hear a thing or two that rings a bell, that rings true, you incorporate it into your life, and then your career just grows and takes off. So if you've been listening over the past several weeks, you know I've been on a mentorship kick, trying to make sure that you're educated about the importance of mentors, how to go about getting a mentor, what not to do to get a mentor, how do you know when a mentorship is fruitful. And so now I'm ending the series with a few tidbits on how to end a mentorship. Unfortunately, mentorships work like other relationships, meaning that they're not always going to work. Or they work for a little bit and then it's time to part ways. A lot of people just let mentorships fade away, and there's no formal, hey, I appreciate what you've done, or hey, this is not working. And while, you know, maybe sometimes that works, I'm just not a fan of that, because I do believe that you could possibly need your former mentor later down the line, or they could need you for something. And it's always best to have a clear understanding of where you are with someone and make sure that you're ending on the best terms possible. And it really comes down to just being mature and saying, okay, this is no longer working. There's no hard feelings. There's appreciation, and then moving on with your life. So I'm going to talk to you about that, just how to do just that. Before you actually end a relationship, you need to know if it's really time. And I would say that I've known when it's time to end my relationship with a mentor or a mentee, when it's just no longer fruitful. You know, if I myself am no longer growing, not learning from that person, if that person can't make time for me or I can't make time for them, so it's just bad timing, that's a really good sign. If the chemistry just isn't there, that's a good sign that it maybe it's not working anymore, or from the jump it's not working. Just like, you know, your personal relationships require chemistry, your mentorship should have an element of chemistry where you guys can flow. And if that's not there, that is okay. It's certainly okay, and it's to be expected. So if you're no longer growing, learning, there's no chemistry, it's bad timing, those are all really good signs that it's time to move on. So after you've identified that, you still want to wait before you formally end the relationship. You want to do a check. You want to make sure, if you're the mentee, that you have made your expectations and your needs clear. Because oftentimes what I've seen is that the mentorship doesn't work because there have been no clear expectations. The mentor doesn't really know at what stage the mentee is in their career. The mentor doesn't know what the mentee needs because there has been no exchange of ideas. So initially, in the beginning of your mentorship, that has to be made clear. Your expectations, your desires, your needs. But those things change, right? So if you go on for a year or so, obviously you're growing in your career, things are changing, your needs might shift. So before you end a relationship that isn't really working out, a mentorship that isn't really working out, make sure you've given your mentor the opportunity to address the needs. Maybe she just doesn't realize that the information that she's given is no longer relevant to you. So after you've given them a chance and you still realize, hey, we just aren't a match anymore, then what do? You have a discussion. You act like you're a grown woman and you have a discussion. It could be via email, it could be over the phone, it could be in person. Just make sure that you are communicating to this person that you don't think that it's a good fit anymore. And always start with gratitude. Let the mentor know that you truly, honestly appreciate everything that they've done. Share with them the things that you've learned, how you've grown from their relationship. If it's early on and that hasn't happened in your career, you could just let them know that you appreciate them taking the time. And make sure you speak in terms of your needs, what you would like to see, not in terms of what they didn't do. Like, this is not a bashing session where you tell them, you are the worst mentor I ever had. I just need more from you. That's not what this is about. It's keeping the focus on you, your gratitude, what you need next in life. Keep it pretty simple and you'll be okay. And the other thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is you're being open to feedback. This is also your mentor's opportunity to say, you know what, I think you're right. This is no longer a good fit, but maybe do this. I think you should be doing this coming up in your career. I can't help you with it, but maybe I know somebody who can. Maybe I see these pitfalls. Be open to getting the feedback because they still might have valuable information for you. And finally, be open when you're having this discussion and ending the mentorship. And by open, I mean just be open to the possibility that you guys could work together in some capacity in the future. Which is why, like I said earlier, it is important to have a clear, definitive end conversation, because you never want it to come up that, down the line, you have the chance to do this really great work and maybe you need a recommendation from your mentor, or maybe, you just need a connect from your mentor and they just haven't heard from you in 2 years because you fell off the face of the earth. No, end it so that there's opportunity for you guys to work together in the future. So it's really not hard, right? Just make sure that the relationship is no longer fruitful. Give your mentor an opportunity to sort of make it right or make the shift. If that doesn't work, have the conversation, express your gratitude, talk about your own needs and what your plans are for the future, and end the relationship like the grown-up that you are. I've been talking about GladiatHers Mentorship Program. It has officially relaunched. We actually had a ton of applications from people wanting to be mentored, which is amazing. I'm so proud of y'all because y'all get the importance of having a mentor. So we're gonna pump the brakes on accepting more applications for mentees, but we are definitely in need of more men and women and men to step up and play the role of mentor. So check out the website, fill out the application because we'd love to have you. And if you're interested in getting mentored and being a mentee, just hold tight. Once we get our numbers of mentors back up, we'll reopen the application process and you can come and join us. Thank you so much for your time. This has been Cecelia Towns, the Sporty Esquire, for another episode of Working Women Wednesday. And guess what? I'll see you here next week. Bye.